are bringing into the stream Esha Kirshaswamy, who is the host of the Historically podcast. She also has written for FAIR, critiquing corporate media's coverage of international events. Esha also writes at The Gray Zone. And Rabyaah Althaibani, a Yemeni American community organizer. She helped organize pressure campaigns, including the Yemeni Bodega Strike to protest the travel ban, and New York Post boycott to protest their attack on Rep. Ilhan Omar. So please tell us, let's start with you, Rabia, talking about this. It's especially close to home for you as a Yemeni American. Tell us what just happened in Saudi Arabia, what Biden did, what he got out of it, why he went there, your thoughts.
Well, Biden went to Saudi Arabia mainly because he wants the OPEC countries to produce more oil. That's for sure. However, the Yemeni file, or al-Malaf al-Yemeni, as we say in Arabic, is probably one of their biggest concerns because it is a bordering country, and there's been an 8-year war, as we all know, between the Houthis and the recognized government of Hadi, internationally recognized government of Hadi, which is no longer Hadi because there's a new governmental council that's been formed, and Hadi is now gone. So Biden went to Saudi Arabia because a year and a half ago, I think, was a big blunder for him to try what did he call Saudi Arabia?
A pariah state.
And then we need to isolate them. Right after, I think it was the Khashoggi murder, and this obviously offended the Saudis. However, for me, I think that what came out of his latest visit is in many ways, and I'm thinking about Yemen and the war in Yemen, positive. Right before he traveled to the region, there was already a 3-month truce that the Saudis had brokered. The Saudis have been negotiating with the Houthis in Muscat, Oman, in Jordan for almost a year and a half because the Saudis realized after 8 years of war that there is no military solution to this conflict whatsoever. I came out against any external intervention in the war in Yemen from the very beginning, not because I'm a Houthi supporter, but because I knew, and everyone knows, that there's no way you can win a military war, especially in the north of Yemen, and that's what's been happening. So Saudis realized the Emiratis had left the UAE 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago, since Al Hodeida port. They know that there's no way of winning this battle. The Saudis know there's no way of winning this battle, and the solution has to be a political solution. And so Biden announced about 2 or 3 days ago, the same day, I believe, or probably the next day, that the Saudis are actually working with the Houthis and the other conflicting parties or that are part of this conflict for a 2-year truce. We've had 8 years of war. There's no way they're going to come up with any kind of real solution or anything close to a real solution in 3 months. They need time. This conflict has been dragging on for way too long. There is a fatigue on all sides, not just the party sides, but particularly from all Yemenis, north and south. They want an end to this conflict. They want a solution. And the idea is that some sort of solution or some sort of government can be created in which the Houthis are a part of it, because the Houthis at the end of the day are Yemenis. And although they are militia, and I was totally against, the way that they came about in terms of taking over the government. But there is hope now. I feel there is hope. Katie, I host these spaces every day on Twitter with hundreds of Yemenis in the region here from like mortal enemies from all sides that are like literally talking and talking to each other. And I feel that there is they all want some sort of solution. There is fatigue. After 8 years, they're kind of excited. At the same time, there is distrust. There's a lot to it. However, when they announced that there was a 2-year solution that the Saudis have been pushing for, and that the Houthis, who I talk to every day, are saying they're open to it, we're hoping they're open to it. And so that, I think, for me, as someone that's very much involved in what's happening in the conflict in Yemen, this is probably one of the biggest positives that came out of Biden's visit to the kingdom.